Welcome to the Exiled MC how-to tutorial. Let's get you caught up with what you need to know. If you contacted the club by now, then you've probably been invited to Hangarounds. That's the first step. As a hangaround, it's your job to find us. We don't need to go looking for you. If you're familiar with Exiled territories when we're in the lobby, then you know where to look. This is Bantam Canyon, and it looks like there's a member here. When you're on our turf, make sure you're sporting our colors if you're supporting. Brown, cream, orange, you're allowed to rock it, as long as you got that Support 52 patch on it. Hangarounds are not allowed to wear leathers, and no rebreathers. This is Dark, Bantam Canyon Secretary. It'll take some time for us to see what you're all about, so don't expect us to be friendly right away. But you're a hangaround, so hang around. If there's a member that needs assistance with something, or they're in trouble, you better go help. Get ready to put it in work.
Yeah, you're fucking dead now.
You want to get noticed out here? Help out the members and make sure every job gets done right.
Feathers of angels stuck beneath your head. The regulator, swinging pendulum. Dream with the feathers of angels stuck beneath your head. The regulator, swinging pendulum. Come with me and walk the longest mile.
Put in enough work and you might just gain our trust. Let's move on to the next step. Welcome to Grand Sonora. This is where you'll spend most of your time with the club. It's home to the mother chapter of the Exiled. If you manage not to fuck up by now, then you managed to gain yourself a sponsor. A sponsor is the key to the next step into entering this brotherhood.
Why were you going through my phone? I'm gonna...
You've done well so far. It's time to move on to the next step. Hangarounds is complete. Alright, time for you to start prospecting. As a prospect, no club colors. No orange, cream, or brown. Preferably black. No snake tattoos or serpents. Upon prospecting, you are to buy a new stock club bike, and you are only able to use performance mods. No cosmetics until your sponsor says otherwise. Make sure you're wearing your prospect patch on your back at all times. You are to stand outside of club hangouts and clubhouses until a patch member tells you it's time to leave. Dark will take you to the next step of your prospecting tutorial. The Exiled is a 1% free aim club, meaning we have weapon restrictions. Let's step inside the rig and we'll explain. In the MC community, there's 1% and there's 99%. No in between. We are 1%. Here is a list of the weapons that we allow within the Exiled MC. First is melee. Hand-to-hand combat is nice, but caving someone's skull in is better. All melee weapons are acceptable, but they are not to be abused in combat. No excessive use. Next, we have basic sidearms. They're all needed sometimes. All pistols are acceptable in combat. If you need a little more power but want a smaller tool, use an SMG. They are all acceptable. Anything else within the SMG slot of your weapon wheel is prohibited, such as a light machine gun. Then we have shotguns. Keep your space when an enemy runs to melee. All pump shotguns are acceptable, with the exception of the double-barrel shotgun. Your main source of firepower in combat will be your assault rifle. All assault rifles are acceptable. Special rounds are prohibited. The only throwables we allow in the club are Molotovs, so keep a handful on you to draw out corner shooters. All other throwables are prohibited. Alright, you got all that? Well, too bad. I'm not going over it again. Now get out there. Remember, play respectfully and stay solid. Exiled FTW.